Good evening. We have a developing story, a breaking news story tonight. A major earthquake has hit Haiti to the south and east of the U.S. and Cuba, magnitude 7.0.
The city of 2 million people was left in ruins. Buildings toppled, the power out, and after the sunset, the rescues began.
It is a catastrophe. It is terrible. The access to Port-au-Prince now is impossible by car.
The Red Cross has been helping Haitians for decades, but today their offices were in ruins. They improvised, tending to their own wounded as well as the community's.
There are no Haitian police or any international organizations. It's just neighbors helping each other and family members helping each other.
Finally, let me just say that this is a time when we are reminded of the common humanity that we all share. With just a few hundred miles of ocean between us and a long history that binds us together, Haitians are our neighbors in the Americas and here at home. So we have to be there for them in their hour of need.
My name is Bacon Pierre. I'm 21 years old. I have our 12 persons family, 10 kids and 2 adults. I'm the number 2 in the family. My older brother's name is Peterson Pierre, and I have Godson, who comes straight after me, and Bacon Z, and Kenan, and Abishai, and Beverly, and Brunaja, and Brunael, and Abeja. We live in a nice place called Solidarity Village, and my father has a church there, which is El Shaddai Church. In my childhood, I loved singing, and finally, that allowed me to learn an instrument. It was bass. I started learning when I was 7, and to 10, I was able to play by myself. Actually, when I have free time, I just take my bass and give her some affection, like play, improve my best method. And it's not really playing, but it's do something you like with a thing you really like. I have our amazing father. He's a good man, and he's been working so hard to provide us anything we might be in need of, even sometimes difficult, but he always reaches his goal. And I have a wonderful mom called Nicole. My mom is actually the one that I would like my wife will look like, because she's really, really undefinable. Waking up really early in the morning and actually be the last one to go to bed. She has so many things to do, taking care of 10 kids just a day, and never she looks like a bit tired. She has plenty of energy to show love to us. She's the greatest person I've ever known, and will be my heroine forever.
Pendant le tremblement de terre, moi j'étais dans la caméra, et puis moi j'ai gagné 7 petits moun yo t'a joué. Mais habitude, je ne pas quitter petit moun moi yo sorti, ni à jouer dans voisinage. Parce que là on prêcher l'évangile dans zone, petit moun pas de marcher. Diable ne doit pas jouer nous, il prend petit moun là. Parce que moi-même j'étais très prudent avec ça, jusqu'au nez. Mais Godson était sous dos là lui-même. Je pas compte s'il était sous dos là. Et puis c'est le moment où je sens tout bagage a secoué. Pendant bagage a secoué, et puis me camper. Je dis ça qui là. Me déplacer, m'avancer dans barrière. Et puis me camper dans barrière. Me camper comme ça. Me camper barrière et puis me camper. Pendant me camper, Poto kay sa, tout bloc te monté bloc net sous lui. C'est gars me garder bloc qui a sorti. Tant qu'on ti fait papier. Il a tombé tout dans marché escalier non. A commencé. Quand a commencé à secouer. Me dit qu'est ça va faire là. Même camper à toute sans foi. Au seul bagay, me connais bon Dieu pas dans m'a servi hein. Il pas quitter ça passer comme ça. Et puis me dit bon Dieu, m'a pour tout petit monde ça va perdre tout petit monde ça dans cas là. Et puis me dit m'ta courir même pas courir et petit monde moi yo pas courir. M'camper. Pendant m'camper, baga la c'est que plus fort. L'aime moi la c'est que plus fort et puis me senti même gen force là dedans. Me senti poignette moi pas poignette moi encore poignette moi vinn loup et puis me fait comme ça. Me gale Jésus. Et pendant 2 mois après le Jésus parce que moi cala pral tomber. Pendant après le Jésus et puis baga là, il suspend. Pendant le suspend et puis me prend tout petit moun yo, me descend avec petit moun yo dans la rue. Les m'rivé. Me dit bon Dieu, me pas ouais 2, c'est 10 ou des moments, même moi 8, me pas ouais 2. Si l'Éternel dégage ou, connais petit moi va gagner. Commencer va fini.
During the earthquake, I've been at a friend's house where we was planning to go playing soccer at the soccer field, and I just got there and it wasn't prepared yet. I just stayed in this bed. We was talking while I get prepared, and the house started shaking, like moving really hard, and it was about to run away. And I say, "Don't run away. It's an earthquake, like natural stuff." And we're standing there, and the roof of the house crack and fall up on our head, and things together. I didn't get hurt a little bit, and when we went out, I mean everybody was just 2 colors, white with dust and red with blood.
On l'autre moment me garder moi Dickinson courir vinn jeune moi. Après un bon moment encore, la Dickinson dit côté Peterson va courir, il perd la courir pour la côté Peterson. Dit Dickinson vini. Ça fait 9 mois là, vini camper là. Il pas coûter me courir. Après l'autre moment, Peterson avancé. Me dit Seigneur merci, bye bon Dieu gloire. C'est quand même bye bon Dieu gloire. Me dit bon Dieu pour nous moi 10 petites moi yo, bon mari. Bon mari, me connais pasteur Pierre pas mourir. Seigneur va mener le bon moi. Et me camper dans la rue. L'autre moment, pasteur Pierre vini. Égal bon Dieu pour victoire à 10 petites moi à Marim. Après l'aime vinn garder caille là, moi c'est pas grave. C'est que bon Dieu m'nan grand. Bon Dieu fait un pile bagaille pour moi. Et ça fait me gagne plus foi dans bon Dieu. Me vinn pire aimer bon Dieu toujours parce que bon Dieu merveilleux.
If I'm still alive, I think it's God's will. Because I don't know that it's not writing anywhere that I shall die in the earthquake. I don't know when I will die. Maybe tonight, maybe whenever. It's up to God. The main reason I'm still alive is because there's a purpose. There's a purpose.
I remember being home when I first heard about it. I was preparing to go to Los Angeles to perform at the NAMM show, a music convention, and I was called upstairs by my wife to see the latest breaking news story, and no, I wasn't prepared for what I saw. The people of Haiti had just been hit with the most devastating earthquake I'd ever seen. I remember looking back and forth from my wife to the TV, not knowing what to think. News reporters scrambling for the right words while the Haitians scrambled for their lives. So much death and suffering. I couldn't even imagine the pain. Watching TV from the comforts of my home, it just didn't seem real. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine going through something like this? Although hard to believe, this was real. I mean, this was really happening. The Haitian people, I realized that we really weren't that different after all. I mean, on a human level, we all want the same things, right? Love, happiness, security. the promise of a better tomorrow. But these people in Haiti, they were just trying to make it through today. What could I do? When I first heard the story of Beaconson and his family, I knew I wanted to help. When I heard that Beaconson was a fan of my music, I knew that God had made a way. I found myself in Haiti for the first time. Streets were piled with 8-month-old rubble, and vendors sold goods from mounds of crumbled concrete. We were shuttled into the Pierre family's neighborhood, where tents and shanties still fill the alleys in front of their home. The sights and the smells were overwhelming, but Pastor Pierre, Nicole, and the whole family welcomed us and did a wonderful job making us feel comfortable in our new surroundings. The love pouring from their hearts showed us a different picture. Even though we had just met for the first time and didn't even speak the same language, it was like reconnecting with old friends. Driving through the city of Port-au-Prince, we witnessed devastation unlike anything we'd ever imagined. Pastor Pierre took us to visit several orphans who'd lost parents in the earthquake, and it was more than obvious that those people in the community loved and respected this man. We were taken to a tent city that was set up in what had been a rec center and park before the earthquake. The soccer field at this park was now home to 10,000 people living in makeshift tents. The family we'd come to see wasn't there, so we hung out at a basketball court and waited. We watched local boys shooting hoops, some in sandals, some barefoot, and before we knew it, we were shooting hoops with them. There in the Haitian heat, in the middle of a tent city, where we lived didn't matter. The clothes we wore didn't matter. The color of our skin didn't matter. In those few minutes on that basketball court, what we had in common made us all forget what had previously appeared to separate us. We were one people, in one place, connected by one love. And we quickly realized that it was this type of kindness and brotherhood that gave these Haitians their resilient spirit to rise above the horrors they still had to face.
Just a few minutes after the earthquake, all people goes out, and because they were scared of that the house got destroyed and killed them. We just was staying there, and they all was really scared. And each time there was an aftershock, they keep yelling Jesus, like say Jesus really loud, because it's like they were scared, but they knew that just one body, one person who have the resolution of anything is Jesus, right? There were a mother who runs away, and while she's running, she just turned back and coming back. When people were asking why, she was about to enter a house, her own house. People like prevent her from going in, and she said, "No, my baby's inside." I was imagining the thing was too foolish, like this foolish that even a mother forgot his own son. So it was really undescribable. Who was looking just in the alley behind you. We all, like everybody in the neighborhood, would just put carpet in the street and things, leaves, whatever we find. We sleep there, and the weeks coming after was really disgusting because people was crying and sadness and hunger. Not good at all. Because I was saying the worst thing is not to feel like to be in the earthquake. The worst thing is to see people get hurt and how the people are acting. I mean, we wasn't able to find like medicine helps. There were people in this block behind. They got legs broken, arms broken. Do imagine your arm is broken and you are spending 15 days without having any help. It starts smelling really bad. and things going like that, you know. That's the negative part, but the positive one's like anybody will help you. Like a little bags of water, sharing into 10 people. People was really helpful to each other, and if even the master of the moment, the present moment was sadness and crying stuff and things like that. The way love helps us, it's because even you don't know the person you're sitting next to, you're wild up into him. Love really helps, because if I don't know you and I have just a candy or just a cookie or just a loaf of bread, I'm not obliged to give it to you. But it's like if I give it to you, if I share it, it's because I love you. At night when Dad come, he brought 2 packs of water, 2 little packs of water, and he started distributed. Like he didn't give it. People were asking, "Hey, Pastor, can I have a bag of water?" And he started giving it to anybody. He was starting in this corner here. Before he got here, all the 2 bags goes away. So it was really generous. And after that, because it was the first act, the first thing he did, and days after, all the community have a high trillion on them, because if they are staying here and you are pastor, you have a lot of contact and you have God's love, so it's your job to help.
Pendant nous avons vécu ensemble, c'était un bagage merveilleux et nous avons aimé ça. Et c'est parce que nous n'avons pas assez de place pour nous te paix béton. Tout en l'air, pas de monde, mais tout dans la rue, nous avons couché même côté avec eux. Parce que ça a été très intéressant pour nous vivre dans la famille, parce que nous sommes seule famille. Et là, vivre ensemble, bon Dieu, un message, ça la Bible dit, dans les Psaumes 133, il dit, il bon pour frères, sœurs, demeurer ensemble. Et c'est raison ça, il était une joie dans le cœur, et ça était quand pile monde qui était venu à l'église, et monde ça qui venu, ils ont été pour capable adorer le Seigneur dans zone ça. Bon, pendant tout le monde était là, non seulement dans l'église là, dans la ruelle là tout. Maintenant, tout ça, nous vivons en grande famille. Parce que ça nous a gagné, nous avons toujours partagé avec eux. Et ça t'a encouragé, tout même madame, les madame fait manger, il faut manger pour tout le monde en général. Nous avons toujours cherché pour nous capables d'aider eux, parce que nous sommes famille, nous sommes et nous te remet ça en pile pour voir que nous avons cherché pour eux. Nous avons conduit de l'eau, nous séparer dans la zone. Et là, nous avons bon Dieu, nous possibilité de nous acheter de l'eau séparée. Nous servir avec eux, on dit mon Dieu merci, parce que bon Dieu donne nous possibilité pour nous aider l'autre monde. C'est devoir nous pour nous gagner. Ça fait les pasteurs de possibilité pour aider l'autre monde, tout le monde a venu pour checker, lui demander l'aide. Même si nous prenons un cas qui est en dedans déjà, nous devons prendre un cas même bien qui peut rentrer. Parce que c'est des visions pour nous faire revenir des Seigneurs. Et en tant qu'homme ou bien en tant qu'humain, ça qu'on fait, même l'apôtre Paul te dit, à chaque fois il fait bien et mal paraître. Lorsque vous commencez à arriver en route, vous voulez, lorsque vous négligez ça, vous voulez bailler vague. Mais avec puissance, bon Dieu n'a pas avancé.
Il y a un secret dans le bail. De pouvoir bailler ou même ou pas jamais manquer. Même là, pas de gros, ou de petit quand même. Bon, petit bail, petit casse manger, nous te gagné. Nous pas gagné pile bagaille la caille nous. Époque ça, les bagailles la prend nous. Chaque jour, moi déjà monter gros chaudière dans mi-temps la rue. M'a fait gros chaudière manger, m'a séparer bail tout le monde. Tout le monde et moi-même, pas de manger. Pas de manger, c'est fur et à mesure après vinn sentir bagaille à travailler dans moi-même parce que son bagaille me pas jamais moi depuis fait pour la première fois moi bagaille ça pas jamais qu'à manger. J'ai fait 2 mois dans la rue n'a pas tout le monde manger et puis jusqu'à ce que pendant ce temps m'a pas manger et puis c'est comme ça bon Dieu te voyé quelques amis nous porter bas nous et puis nous te séparer by tout le monde et depuis l'heure à tout jusqu'au nier bon Dieu bat nos familles qui pour aider nous et puis allonger mes bails tout. De tout mon être, puissant, que tu es grand. Et tout mon être, alors se lève et chante. Dieu tout-puissant, que tu es grand. Musique fait un pile beau bagaille pour moi. Fur et à mesure, m'a chanté et puis moi vinn plus aimer bon Dieu. Gade le wap tendon musique et puis tête tout te gen droit ou te gen un problème dans tête tout ou te gen doit bouleverser le moment wap tande musique là et pour venir rentrer dans ou même. Pour venir un changement qui fait dans ou même total capital.
That is the teacher. He tells me last night it's been 16 years that he's been teaching as his pastor, and when he was asking other musicians to come and play, they sometimes are absent. And, he had a student in his class who was a perfect musician, and just paying a little money, he came here to give us private course. But when you just bring a guitar, I didn't even know. I just take the guitar, trying to sliding, and he say, I will teach you bass. And Peterson, my older brother, he has skills for guitar. And he just teaches, an instrument, each instrument. But when I learn it, I understand really quick, and I play, and I got to love it. Music also helps me because when I have anything to do, instead of going the street, working, like doing the other thing, I just go to the church, take my little baby, and give her some affection. When we are playing, you can see we have a speaker here, a big speaker. The noise we are making inside goes out. And those who are in the community knows it's like those thing, church time happen, I should go to church. Just like a big bell, thing, people are coming, so it helps because even they don't have opportunity to come, they can stay in their house worshiping with us, and like it's like not just the local is the church, like the whole community, the whole neighborhood is the church. Like even if they are not Christian, but they are taking part of it, you can't prevent yourself from listening.
It's hard for me to show or to express to people how I feel exactly. But if you guys are staying here and hearing me playing a couple chords, if you're able to do that, you will find out if I'm happy or if I'm sad. If I play slow, like sweet chords, that means I'm a little bit sad. But if I'm playing jazz and hot chords, that means I'm happy. Music is for me, that's another way to explain, to show what I'm feeling inside.
Firstly, the main reason of the creation of the world is love, right? And I love my bass. It's like it's just a way to say everything, because it's like each noise, everything you're listening, it's music. Me and you talking, this helicopter, any kind of noise, whatever. If you're able to hear it, it's music. Like when I'm sad, exactly when I have something bothering me and I have to go play another service, as quick I touch my bass, I get changed because I feel the Holy Spirit and stuff like that. I just get transformed being another man. So I don't know. It might not really definable. Just say music is my thing, just my thing. I love Victor because he's doing amazing stuff with his amazing thing with his bass. Things you can't even imagine or possible. Like he's able to do them. I I love Victor Wooten the most because I love his skills, the way he's playing. And I sometimes when I play, I used to close my eyes because when I'm closing my eyes, it's like your instrument and you are become one part. The way Victor Wooten plays, the way his face expression, it's like he loves what he's doing. It's like a thing we have in common, falling in love for a thing.
I'm starting to actually think about it on the flight over. And it's making me feel warm, real good that these guys have been through a lot, of course, through the earthquake. And I'm guessing that they don't have a lot. But usually what I find is that the people who don't have much seem to have the most. I'm always interested in being around that energy. I've seen a few clips of Beaconson and the family. And it really, at that point, kind of started getting exciting. I really thought back to when I was 9 years old and I met Stanley Clarke for the first time. And he was actually a nice guy to me. And we kind of kept in touch. And now that I'm older and I get to work with him, he remembers that meeting way back then, And I always was fortunate enough to be able to hang with my 4 older brothers. I'm the baby of the 5 boys. But my brothers never excluded me. They always included me in all the things they did. So for me, from age 5, we've been out gigging, doing nightclubs and things like that. So really pretty much all I've ever done. Well, at this time we were living in Virginia, and a great band that we knew about called Return to Forever was playing at what was then called Hampton Institute in Hampton, Virginia, at Ogden Hall. And we went to the concert, snuck in our tape recorders, recorded it. And as little kids, my oldest brother, Reggie, was old enough to drive at the time. If I was 9, that meant he was 8 years older, 17. And so we went there, and after the show was over, we stayed. We didn't leave. We hung out around the stage door, and we got invited downstairs into the dressing room. And we got a chance to hang out. And Stanley was there. And I remember asking him if he had a broken string I could have. And he literally got out of his chair, and he's a giant. I mean, he's so tall. Got out of his chair with a big afro, skinny, and he was walking around looking for something, and he told me he didn't have anything, but he gave me an address. He said, if you write me here, I'll send you something. And so immediately I went home and wrote him a letter, and he sent me back autographed pictures, all sorts of things, and that stuck with me even to this day. I'm still a huge Stanley Clarke fan, and the world is at a place now where we can be in touch with each other. The world is getting smaller with the internet and with travel. And I'm just honored. My mother passed away not long ago, my father too. I just know that they'd be so happy, or they are so happy right now, to see that music, was able to bring Beaconson and his family and me and my family together. That's what it's about. That's what. Why practice if it doesn't lead somewhere like this?
But what is it about Victor? If you could say hi to him, if you could ask him one question, what would it be and why?
When would you start playing, involved in my bass playing, I had just one goal. Be really perfect in what I'm doing, because the main reason was playing for God. There's a scripture in the Bible that said, whatever you are doing for Jesus, do it as best as you can, because our God loves good thing. That's the reason He created us, because we are perfect thing. If you want to offer Him something, it should be really perfect. So that was my main goal. I played a lot, I practiced a lot, and when John just came in, I used to heard about Victor Wooten. Whoa!
Who'd you hear about? I'm your fan, man. I heard about you.
Oh my gosh! Yo.
It's my honor, man. So happy to meet you.
Yo, guys, I can't believe that. I am hugging a god. You are a god for me, though.
No.
For sure, you are a god.
You.
I'm not a god. Why? Yo.
It takes one to know one. Thank you, man.
Oh. Woo. Woo. I can't believe it's so Oh, Jesus. Oh, if it's that my birthday gift, it's the best test ever.
For me, too.
Woo. I need some water. What on? Some water. Oh, this pizza.
And I've known some of these guys for a few years, and they shared your story with not just me, but my whole family. And even my kids were touched. They wanted to be here. You know, I mean, and I'm sitting here talking to you, but I'm directing this to, you know, your whole family, what your father has done, you know, for this country. To me, that's what life is really about. To me, that speaks much more volumes than, you know, what I've done with a bass guitar. What you guys are doing, to me, is what life is really about. You know, so to get to come over here and just, you know, visit your country, visit you, give you a hug, to me, this is the highlight of my musical career. And I mean that when I say it. To me, I was just telling them when you walked out, everything I've done in the past, and I mean it when I say it, everything I've done in the past is just a lead up to now. To me, this is just, it's like the greatest thing that I can say I've been involved in musically. You know,
Surely.
This is, I'm serious, because this, to me, this is real life. This is where it's really at. And, you know, music is a powerful thing. And for me to be able to use music to bring me here, you know, to meet you and your family, I can't wait to meet the rest of your brothers and sisters. I can't wait to meet your dad. I've seen video, I've seen pictures. You know, my kids have seen it. My wife, of course. I mean, I'm honored. I really am. I'm honored, man. You guys are living a real life. You're doing things for real.
You know, in Haiti, we have a cover of like metal, you know, precious metal. Yes. Like we have gold and other stuff. I mean, I've never seen I mean, we're not a big country. We're not really having a lot of things like you do guys in the U.S., but we have gold. Yeah. It's like if you give somebody just a wing made in gold, it will be taking that for a lot of things. And I mean, when those amazing friends got here, I mean, I have a bass. It's a 4-string bass, man, and it has a little bit problem. But I just wrote on my Facebook wall, my baby got sick, and besides, I was really sad because I've been not practicing for a month, and yeah, and I get here the night of my birthday. I have this amazing girl. When I just held this girl, I was like frozen. Because I didn't even imagine that I will be having this thing as a gift. Yeah. It was the biggest thing anybody ever offered me. Can you imagine how do I feel now? Yeah, it's really incredible though.
Yeah, it's incredible for me, you know, to get the opportunity to come over here. I've never been here before. So
yeah, it's a nice country, but it's really hot and the weather is cool, and we have no waves and never shock attack. I mean, we have an amazing country though. And
well, great. I look forward to seeing more of it tomorrow. We're gonna.
Yeah. Tomorrow's our wedding. You should be here.
So when do we get to hear you play?
I'm really nervous though. I'm really nervous.
Victor.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I saw a concert you've been playing this time. What? It was really amazing. You did lots of amazing things. So that's not my level yet. It's not my level yet. So I mean, one favor. Do you want? Can you let me see you playing in person?
Yeah.
Whew. Surely you've been playing bass for a long time, right? So, what is the? I mean, surely you should give your baby a lots of affection, right? So, what your bass really means to you? What you've been doing, like to be as good? I mean, are you been falling in love for a lot of time? So, she's able to do whatever you ask her. Oh, I don't know. What is the trick?
Well, like for me, music is not in the instrument. No more than when I talk, my words aren't in my lips or my mouth. That's the doorway that the words come through. So for me, the instrument is the doorway that I'm allowed to bring music through. Music exists somewhere else.
Yeah.
But this is a doorway that allows music to come through my expression. So we have a joint thing. It's almost like, I hope this comes out right, like that, like a holy trinity. You know, music's here, I'm here, and the bass is the third part. And when we come together, music exists for us. You know, music's already there, but for me, I can't express it. I can think about it inside, but for you to hear it, I need that third part to complete that trinity. And so that's where the bass comes in for me. You know, we need each other, music, me, and the instrument. We need each other for there to be the whole of music. So the bass is a very, very important part of it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I realize I would not be the musician that I am without the bass. So I feel indebted to the bass. I thank the bass. I talk to the bass. And you know, I don't usually tell people that because people might think I'm crazy. But it's a real thing for me.
Of course it is.
The bass is a real thing, and so I do truly love it. Yeah, just like you. Just like you. Yeah. It's very important to understand that.
Yeah. Question me now.
Okay. How long have you been playing?
Probably I've been playing for almost 9 or 10 years because I had my first lesson when I was 8, and I've been able to play myself when I was 10. It's like, this little girl just chose me. I mean, this instrument chose me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm the same way my brothers play. I'm the youngest of 5 brothers.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I learned from my brother who plays guitar.
Amazing.
Very similar story.
I mean,
like you, I started very young.
Yeah, so I wish, how old are you now?
47.
You're 47. Oh gosh, you're really young though.
Thank you.
And I'm 21, and after 26 years, I better be the first Victor Wooten Haitian. The first Haitian Victor Wooten. I have your blessing though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like that though. It's like that.
You'll be the first Mackenzie. You already you'll do your own thing.
Yeah, I do my thing, but you're my inspiration.
What are your goals? What do you want to do with your music? Or life in general?
Yeah, you know, in Haiti, how to involve in music it's not really the best goal. Any parents will advise their children, you know. In other countries, if you are really good, music can provide you health and food and other stuff like that. But in Haiti, it's like if you play music, it's because you love music. But it's not really you want music to provide you anything. But if I would like to have money, I should go to school, learn something, and work and things like that. But your instrument will be forever yours. Whatever you'll be doing, you'll be express yourself through your instrument. Like you said, it's the door of music inside of you. But it's not, I just love music, but it's not really a thing I can get money from. If I'm in Haiti, you know, I will be keep practicing all my life. But
I understand that. Yeah. I would say that's probably true in our country too, in the U.S. Because even though we have a lot of popular musicians, it's still just a select few. It's just a very few who are able to make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
It's not everybody. And at least for my brothers and me, we feel lucky. But we've been doing it for a long time. I've been playing bass for 45 years or so, you know. But I lived at home like you. I stayed with my parents for a long, long time, you know, playing music and living at home. And much older, well, I was still in high school, but when I was younger, I didn't realize that that it was possible that I could continue to play music and make a living playing music. I was, just in school thinking I was going to do something else. But I had been playing music since I was about, I've been playing shows. I think I started when I was about 5. My brothers and my parents had me playing shows. But it was so close to me that I never thought that was going to be my career. I was just like every other little boy. I was going to be a policeman or something,
Go in the
When I was a little older and I started really looking at it seriously as I could continue this as a career, it's probably when I really started focusing on that. But it's still, I have friends that, can play like me just as good or better, but for whatever reason, they didn't get to make it, And so I don't even know what it is. It's luck or fate or God or whatever it is that selects, or maybe it's music herself that selects a few of us to go on and be able to make a living. But I will say this, if I wasn't making a living, I'd still be playing music. Because like you, I just love to do it.
Yeah.
If nobody came to listen, I'd still be.
Yeah, you're right.
We've all heard about Haiti, but most of us kind of on the peripheral. It's still a news story, a past news story, So to actually get the opportunity to come here, there was something that really touched me on the inside. To be able to see through their eyes, I guess, puts a smile, the same smile on my face that's on theirs.
I don't think that I can come to your country and tell you anything that you don't already know. So I will just tell you how I feel. Many times in life, it seems like it takes a tragedy It takes a tragedy to bring people together. And sometimes it seems like it takes a tragedy to bring out the best in people. And through the tragedy that's happened here, it has brought a lot of attention. It has brought a lot of awareness, I guess, to the people in my country.
Mais à partir de tragédie ça, nous même peuple haïtien sont enduré, ça porte un peu l'expérience dans peuple pays moins.
So, one of the things that I hope to do,
une bagage que m'ta souhaité faire.
Well, I will try to explain it this way.
On va essayer expliquer de façon ça.
Last night, Dickinson told me that when somebody is really good at something, that person is a philosopher.
Bien, hier soir pendant qu'il m'a parlé avec Dickinson, il était dit là un bon dans un bagage. C'est un philosophe dans son bon.
He told me that his father is a philosopher.
Il était dit que papa c'est un philosophe.
He said that his mother is a philosopher of cooking.
Il était dit maman c'est un philosophe parce qu'elle fait manger bien.
Well, from being here, I understand that you all are philosophers of love.
Eh bien, à partir de ça, Dickinson t'a dit hier soir, je dis on constate que tout le monde qui chita là matin, tous ces philosophes.
So I hope that I can bring some of your philosophy back home with me to my friends.
On t'a souhaité que matin, on prend la philosophie ça nous gagne pour me porter à notre pays, moi, famille moi.
And hopefully through our love, our philosophy of love,
eh bien, espérément à partir de philosophie qui existe dans l'amour,
it won't take another tragedy to bring us together.
Ça, nous pas pour l'autre tragédie encore pour nous unir tête nous à partir de l'amour. Thank you for sharing your philosophy with me. Merci le fait que tu aies partagé philosophie ensemble avec nous.
Well, the service today was totally brought back memories. It reminded me of what my parents called Primitive Baptist Church. And the only difference is the churches that my parents went to, there were no instruments allowed. It was only voice. But the one thing I like about it, and this is coming from a professional musician, right, is that, and this is my view of it, it's less about, how do you say it? It's not so much about how talented you are like it is in church today. The musicians, you know, it's all about the chops and the talent. This is about feel. And even though, you know, the singers I heard today, you know, they probably wouldn't win American Idol, but I'd enjoy listening to them much more, you know, so hopefully I'm not hurting any feelings, than mostly of what I hear on American Idol. Because of the feel. You feel what they're singing. I didn't even understand the language, but I knew what they were talking about. Because it's a feeling that comes across. And that's not something that they had to go to a conservatory or stay in a room and practice. It's just something that they're surrounded with, something that they grew up with, and they just naturally have it. And it seems to me that everyone in that room could have went up there in the front and sang and had that same feel, you know, even though only a few of them did. And to me, that's what I try to put into all of my music, is that feel. How do I get that feeling across? What we felt today, which I just say it's real, you know, you can't deny it. How do I get that into my music? And so the few times that I get a chance to step into a holy place like that, where you feel that, you know, it just rejuvenates me for a long time afterwards. If we think about that service we went to today, I would say at least 90% of that whole 4-hour service was music and singing and dancing. All right? And when you look around that room, man, you can tell everybody's feeling it. You know, it's not about who's the best singer. It's not about what are you wearing. It's not about what class are you in, what race are you. People are feeling the Spirit. And that Spirit being generated through music. You know, there was very little talking, but a lot of music. And music has the power, you know. And I have a little theory of that. You know, when we used to live in tribes and things like that, music was used for purposes. Ceremonies, healing, you know, celebrations and things like that. At least in our country, in the U.S., we don't live in tribes, of course, and we don't have those ceremonious events like we used to. But I believe that there's a core part of our human existence that still thrives and wants that experience. And in the church, especially where we were today, it's alive and well. Doesn't matter what your religion is, what your beliefs are, who you are, or what you do. But music can bring us together, and music is bringing people together. The spiritual part of it, in my opinion, is what music is. Or maybe I could even say what music does. You know, when a groove comes on and it makes you want to move, you can't see that groove, you can't touch that groove, but it makes you involuntarily have to move, have to sing, have to tap your foot. To me, that's spiritual. Good or bad, that's what it is. You know, and understanding that, at that point, then it can be used, you know, for good or bad or whatever. But what I see this family doing is using it for good, right? Because the kids growing up in this environment with their family, seeing the mother and the women cooking for everyone, and I mean, we're looking at people bringing plates down, you know, containers of food down the stairs, going out somewhere, you know, And then all of us, I didn't even know everyone that was sitting around eating. And these women cooked all this stuff. To me, there's something spiritual going on. And for the kids, I don't even know if they understand everything that's going on, but they're just being brought up in this loving environment, right? So they're cultivating, they're inheriting this whole spiritual goodness, this whole spiritual vibe filled with love that they, without even knowing, without trying, they're growing up in, you know? And they'll more than likely be just like that, the giving style that their parents had. You know, so spirituality, you know, maybe they probably all exist as a certain religion, Christianity, or whatever name we want to call it. But the spirituality aspect of it, in my humble opinion, is even bigger than that. It's interesting walking through the city of Port-au-Prince with Beaconson and the others, because, you know, I could find myself being able to see it two different ways. Like, the town is, one way to see it is the town is beat up. You know, it's run down. People are everywhere. There's people sleeping on the streets. It's gray. It's dusty. You know, traffic, holes. But that's coming from a certain mentality of, and I don't even want to say it, but like, you know, we have it pretty good, most of us in America. And I don't want to get into that whole thing, but from where I come from, I have it pretty good. So I can go into that mentality of, wow, you guys have it bad. This is dirty, this is ugly, you need to clean it up. But that's one thing I've heard said, you know, looking at it from the outside. Looking at it from the inside, you get a whole different view, right? You get a chance to see what's really behind the surface. Because if, you know, in talking about Jesus and Buddha and all that kind of stuff, in my opinion, if they're around today, and I would say this is where they are. I don't think they're going to be walking on, you know, where the places are already together and everything is clean. They're going to be in the, well, again, what I just call the real places. Because if you see with your heart, you'll realize that this is one of the most beautiful places in existence. You know, this city. I mean, I'm walking, I've got a big camera, you know, no one tried to grab it. The only thing they did was try to sell me some of their artwork, which was beautiful. The jewelry was beautiful, you know, and they weren't even too pushy. Yeah, there were some people begging, but not pushy. No one tugged on me or anything, you know. So being able to see the city in a different way, you know, and sometimes you got to remind yourself to do it, force yourself to do it. But you realize you see the beauty all over the place, even in the ruins. You see mothers with their babies sleeping on the street. You have a choice of how you want to see that, you know, but there's beauty to be found anywhere. But what was interesting also is to realize that this is the only thing Beaconson knows. This is all he knows. I asked him if he'd ever been out of the country, and I found out the furthest he had been was maybe an hour away from home. You know, amazing. I mean, my kids have been further away from their home than he has. You know, and this is all he knows, right? There's a beauty in that, you know, because let's say I look at this place and all I see is garbage and all this stuff. Then how can he be so beautiful? How can this family remain so beautiful in the midst of garbage? Right? So maybe it's only me that sees garbage. They don't see it that way. So they're forcing me, or inviting me is the better word to say, to see something different. Right? They don't walk the streets with a frown in their faces. You know, these are happy people, loving people. The little babies just come and sit in my wife's lap. Never met her, just hop in her lap and start clapping and dancing. And you say, wow, where is this coming from? You know, and there's no way not to change your point of view when you're around these people. You know, when you're around this atmosphere, even in the midst of all that has happened and is happening. You walk around the streets still, you see people sleeping on the streets in I get they call them tent cities with tin and tarps, and probably millions of people sleeping on the streets. And here I am at home, you know, with air conditioning, heating, fireplace. My kids have a toy room, a room for toys, you know? And here they have a small room for 10 kids to sleep in, right? But they open up that house to everyone. They've turned their house into a school, a church, a kitchen, you know? And so when I see something, oh man, that's garbage there, I realize that's me. What I see is myself. That's the dirt I'm seeing inside myself, right? But when I see them, I see beauty, right? And it's a reminder of what's really underneath the surface, you know? I'm using a lot of words because it's a hard thing to put into words, but I know exactly what I feel, you know, and to be able to see through their eyes, I guess, you know, puts a smile, the same smile on my face that's on theirs. And I want to bring that home to my kids so that my kids understand, you know what, even if I don't have a toy room, yeah, I can still be happy. And so I can't wait to show photos, film. I can't wait for my kids to see this film. But I think it's going to not only help them, but I think this film can help the world.
Actually, what life is, Nady, is a big question that every Asian are asking themselves. For me, life is just wake up in the morning and expecting that this day will be different. Even if the bad thoughts of yesterday keep hurting you. Life is love. Your neighbor like your brother, things you probably used to hear. You gotta get your best to live your life. And besides, do never forget that there's a master, which is our amazing Father.